Check, check, check. 1, 2. We got some noise. All right, welcome everybody. I think you can hear me. Let's check. Yeah.
Check, check.
Cool. All right. Adriana's at the end of the day. It's over. It's about to get better. What's up, Jamie? Nice to see you. Hello, Eki. All right, Betty, nice to see you. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Just tilt this up a little bit, I think would be good. Yeah, cool. So we've got a good practice ahead of us. It's going to be focused on heart opening and stretching the front body. Now, the thing about the heart opening practice that I usually share in my workshops is that the challenge of it is that there has to be a softness at the same time that there has to be this unrelenting strength. There has to be a pillar of support within us, but at the same time, there has to be a willingness to open, to release, to surrender. So it's kind of complicated to get really connected to a backbending practice because it both requires a tremendous amount of effort and hyper attention and focus. At the same time, it requires this easefulness. But how do you feel an easefulness if you have previous experiences of maybe discomfort or pain in back bends? How do you feel easeful, right? Like, how do you relax into something when you know that when you're prepared for the feeling like it's not gonna feel good? And that's something that I want to share with you. So I have an approach, I call it the Pulse, and many of you were in the immersion last month called the Pulse. So we'll actually use this in today's flow because it's designed to build trust between you and your body. So what we do is we follow the breath, meaning the breath leads and then the body follows. Quite often, and I talked about this I think the first class, but quite often when we practice, and I've just seen this in all different cultures around the world, so it's a human thing. When we practice, it's like we move and then the breath kind of follows the movement. It's always kind of catching up. With back bends, to promote a sense of presence and softness, if you actually follow the breath, meaning the breath leads, then the movement follows. So instead of going like this and then inhaling, we go, right? The inhale initiates the movement. And it like for a split second or a split moment, the breath is flowing and the body is then going to catch up to the breath. So, I don't know exactly why that works, but it certainly does work. Because I think because the breath is can happen involuntarily, it's able to move without us being present. But if we decide to initiate our movement from our breath, that means you had to make a choice to breathe first. You had to be present enough not to just move and then let the body kind of respond with breath. Okay, so there's a presence about it. And it's fascinating because the body has to be, contrast to what I said last time, the most optimal place of learning is when the system is flooded with some of those chemicals, norepinephrine and acetylcholine, which are part of the fight or flight response. There has to be kind of more of a serotonin bliss response. Serotonin's another chemical or hormone, not sure which one it is, that gets released into the brain, and it gives us that feeling of like blissfulness with a lowercase b. So to get into that state means that we're not in a fearful state. Now, why not fearful state? Because when we're in fight or flight, the typical muscle activations that pair with fight or flight, the stress response, is front body engagement. So abdominals, psoas, hip flexors, the muscles that would get you prepared for a fight, protecting the vital organs, or to flight, to run. Okay, so there has to be a release of that. Now, it's not to say that you can't have those chemicals flooding your system and still be completely present and soft in the front body. You certainly can. But what happens for most people is an unconscious hardening of the muscular system because there's a fear or and rightfully so, by the way. A lot of people have experienced pain in back bends, so you'd want a fear response to avoid doing something that caused pain. But there is a way of doing back bends that doesn't cause pain. But in order to get there, we have to first release that response, that part of us that may be responding to the thought of a back bend being painful. So part of the way that I do this is by building trust with the physical body, by not pushing it to its edge. So intentionally not going to the limits, holding it back, okay, till it feels comfortable in the space that it's in. Meaning, if you do something, if you bring a kid a third of the way up the mountain and they were scared initially to go to the top, and we walk a third of the way and then you come back down, then they might want to walk the next third of the way more likely rather than you pushing them the whole way up, right? So you intentionally go a third of the way and then you come back. Then you go 2/3 of the way and then you come back and you reassess. Maybe now your body's starting to say, hey, I can do this, right? It's like a little reverse psychology. It's like, why are you holding me back so much? That would be a good response. We want that feeling of like, hey, I can go further. Then we say, okay, well, go ahead. And then the body can expand into its maybe more, fuller depth. Maybe not 100% of the way. I'm just using an analogy. So don't think of it like you're going to push to your end range. But let's say your end range is the 100%. We're going to go to 90. Okay, so we got the 30, 60, 90. And if it's sometimes we do 3 parts, sometimes we do 5 parts. So inhale the first round. If it's a 5 part, it's going to, I don't know the percentage, 90 divided by 5 real fast. I apologize. It's going to be 18 something or whatever. Don't worry about the percentages. You go a little bit of the way. I'll do a visual reference. And then you come back out. And then you go a little bit more of the way and you come back out. And you go a little bit further and you come back out. And on the coming back out of the posture, you're asking yourself to reflect. Are you ready to go the next step? Is it appropriate? Does it feel right? And if so, cool, let's go a little bit further. If not, then stay where you were or back out a little bit. Backing out is part of the key of back bends because it tells you that you're in control. When you feel like you're in control, then that fight or flight response subsides, right? Because the opposite of fight or flight, which is the fear response, is that I'm in complete control, I am safe. Okay, so we want that safety, but also hyper awareness, alert, awake. That's what's required of us. So again, we'll do this practice. I call it the pulse. Sometimes I call it the wave. It's a rise into the posture and a falling out, and then a rise a little bit higher and a falling out, and a little bit higher or deeper, however you want to look at it, and a falling out. It's like, if you ever see a set of waves come in, the first one's small, then it's a little bit bigger, then it's a little bit bigger. If there's a set of 5, it keeps going bigger, right? And instead of just going into the pose, holding and hanging on for dear life, this is kind of what happens. We're going to actually just go a little bit and back out. We have a bunch of postures we're going to flow in and out of, but you got to be awake because it's very easy with back bends to just do the motions. And if you just do the motions without being completely present, and awake, I mean sensing what it feels like to be in your body. What are the sensations inside your back? You want to keep it good the whole time. If it doesn't feel right, then you back out, okay? The major key muscle engagement that we're going to be doing is transverse abdominals. It's the deep core muscles. It's the muscles that pull the belly back and lift the abdomen up, okay? When they pull the belly back, you are forced to breathe now diaphragmatically in your rib cage, thoracic breathing that's called, okay? When you breathe here, then it allows the abdominal muscles to lengthen. If you breathe, watch, you can see how my whole body lifts up, right? This whole expansion in the midsection. However, if I breathe here, abdominally, which is great for falling asleep, which is great for relaxing, it's great for Shavasana, it's great for most of your day, but if you breathe here in a back bend, now your muscles are stretched out this way. They're already stretched out, so there's no way you're gonna be able to pull them apart this way. So if you draw them in, then you can pull them and lengthen them. And that lengthening, that elongation is what opens your spine like a clamshell. The front of the spine opens up and the intervertebral discs, this little soft tissue, this little soft disc, cushiony thing between our discs, between our spine, comes forward. And we open that up and that gives that spaciousness to open the front body. Back bends can be achieved. Otherwise, what happens for most of us is we press maybe the belly out or hyperactivate the abdominals even worse. And then you do this and you try to do a back bend and you're forcing an opening. You're strengthening the back body, strengthening the front body. And instead of the disc going like, or the vertebra going like this so the disc can slide out, the vertebra go like this. They compress down and then the disc gets like, if you can imagine a bag full of liquid, right? If you compress it down, what can happen is the bag can burst. It wouldn't happen like that in your spine, but you can have a little leak in the discs, and then that leak can hit the nerve, and then you've got some nerve pain, and we call that a herniated disc, okay? Or so if we have a herniated disc, it touches the nerve, it's painful. So we don't want that. We want to create space, so we open the front of the vertebra up, and it slides the disc forward so that it doesn't get pinched. All right, that's the goal for today, is think about the opening. Now, one imagery I can give you is like a bow. When you pull on a bow, the middle of the bow goes forward, okay? So let me just, no, I can't change the camera. I gotta turn that camera on. Sorry, it was a little dead, so I was giving it time to charge. But when you pull on the bow, you go forward with the middle of it, okay? And the two ends of the bow pull back, but the front of the bow goes forward. So the front body in back bends has to go forward, okay? Opening the clamshell, opening the front body, opening the heart, however you want to look at it. So it's this way, okay? And that's what pushes, and one of you said in the Facebook group, struggling a little bit with the cobra poses, the three-part cobra. The three-part cobra really requires this pushing of the front body forward or the back body forward and then opening. It's very easy to push this way so your body goes back. That compresses the upper body to the lower body. Whereas we gotta pull and press the lumbar and the thoracic, the spine forward. That will give that little clamshell action. It'll be like the bow and arrow. Like the bow has this beautiful arch that happens when you pull on it because the center goes forward. We need that same thing in our spine. All right, let's get moving, let's get flowing. Let me turn on this other camera. Let me give it a little check. Oh, still black. There we go. I need to just turn it up a little bit. So close. Maybe just a little bit higher. All right, so we'll start today in child's pose. We're gonna actually start with the same exercise we did last time, doing those little swims, okay? These swims we were doing, very similar flow today, but we're gonna add back bends into it. All right, so come to child's pose. Let me just check that again. With child's pose, come to fingertips. And on your fingertips, bend the elbows and lift the armpits up. Okay, slight bend of the elbows just so you can lift the armpits, letting the shoulder blades retract toward each other. Breathe into the sides of the ribs. Start that Ujjayi whisper. Now here, with your knees wide, you can melt the chest down, relax the heart, while the armpits stay lifted.
In heart opening and back bending, there's this constant duality happening of strength and support, but also surrender and softness. In yoga terms, this is often the teaching of abhyasa and vairagya, which is the right amount of effort. Abhyasa, applying routine effort, repetitive, recursive effort. And vairagya, knowing when to let go and where it's appropriate to release effort or expectations of what that effort should bring. Really, vairagya is letting go of the fruits of our results, but a slightly more modern, letting go of the fruits of our actions, the results of our actions. A slightly more modern interpretation is releasing the knowing how to balance between over-efforting and under-efforting. Where is that place between? So this is just one interpretation that is, I think, a little bit more modern interpretation of abhyasa and vairagya. All right, so we want to find ways to make sure we're placing effort in the right spaces and releasing effort in the areas that are not required. So softening the front body, softening the heart, but keeping effortful on the shoulders and the hips today. Okay. Together, come forward to all fours. You can place your palms down, arch the back, look up. Exhale, round, gaze towards your navel. Inhale, arch, look up. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch, look up. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch, look up. Tuck your toes, exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Let's take the right leg to the sky on the inhale. Bend the knee, open up your hip as you exhale. Full breath in here. Full breath out. Straight leg, inhale, square the hip. Step right foot forward as you exhale. High up on the fingertips, take a breath. Exhale it out. So get strong in your legs, pull your feet toward each other and press down into your feet. You want to get the hips strong because that's what makes the body feel really safe, especially when the weight is in the feet, of course. If the weight was in the hands, different story. But since the feet are the foundation, we make that really strong. And that's the first indication to the body that this is a safe space. So it's not going to hold so much tension around the midsection, the core muscles and everything in the back and whatnot, if the hips are strong. So we stay strong in the legs. It doesn't mean you can't release effort here and there, but we want to make sure we're stable and steady. Okay, so take your left hand now off to the left onto the wood, and you see my hand is turned out. Place your right hand on your knee. Now the tendency when we do this is to sag down in the hips to release effort, and that's going to start to create a gripping in the core muscles. So instead, increase effort in the hips, pull your hips up, and then now soften, or lengthen I should say, the abdominals. So find the transverse engagement, so that's your belly is going to pull back and around in order to create that lift. Okay, this is the posture. Take your right hand behind your head, press your head back and take a breath in and out. Okay, one thing I'd like to add here, technically speaking, is the left shoulder. Spin, you can take your right hand to your left shoulder and spin your bicep out so your shoulder's not punching forward like this, but it's actually, you can see that, right? It's actually back this way. Then rotate the arm instead of this way, out this way. So this is internal. You can try it a few times. Internal, the bicep faces towards you. External, the bicep faces out. Okay. Externally rotate the arm. and shoulder blade towards the spine, then curl back. That's the technique in the shoulder. Okay, and come on out. We'll do the movements in a moment. Inhale to plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Let's just warm up the back. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, release. Again, inhale, lift the heart. Exhale. One more for the spine. Inhale, lift up. Exhale. All fours, hands and knees. Child's pose as you exhale. Take a swim. We'll do the backstroke. So inhale forward, left hand goes forward and circle it around. Exhale, then go back. We'll get more into the flow now. Inhale. Right side. Start exhaling, then move the hips back. Inhale, left side. Exhale. Inhale, right side. Exhale. All fours, hands and knees. Lean forward, lower, chaturanga. Lift the heart, inhale. Exhale. This time, heart and hands lift up, inhale. Exhale, release. And this time, heart, hands, and feet. Exhale. All fours. Down dog, exhale. Inhale, then left leg follows the breath. Start exhaling, then bend the knee, open the hip. Inhale here. Exhale. Straight leg on the breath in. Step left foot forward. All right, come up onto the fingertips. We take a breath. Just see where this angle is. Okay. A little too close. Okay, now gather strength in the legs. Pull your feet toward each other on the inhale. Lift the hips up. Exhale it out. With the strength in the legs, take your right hand over to the right, hand turned out. Take your left hand on your knee, and let's just first work on the shoulder now that we know it. So shoulder forward, shoulder back. A little forward and back a couple of times. Forward and then back, and keep it back. Your chest will sink a little bit. Now, can you rotate your arm? Do it a few times internally and externally. Bring this a little bit closer here. Do a few of the internal and externals. That way you can kind of feel the difference. This is external, this is internal. So now shoulder goes back while you externally rotate. You can use your hand to help you turn out. Then back inner thigh lifts up and stretch the abdomen long, hand behind head. Okay, that's the basics of the shape. We'll be moving kind of in and out of this without the hand behind the head. I'm just giving you a hand behind the head right now. We'll be reaching the arm over the ear. Okay, release. On the next breath in, plank pose, chaturanga. 3 times again, lift the heart first. Release. Now lift the heart and the hands a little bit higher. Release. Heart, hands, and feet. Release. All fours, hands and knees. Exhale, child's. Left side swimming. Inhale, forward. Open, open, open. Exhale, back. Right side, inhale. Open, open, open. Exhale. All fours. Lean forward, lower, chaturanga. Same thing. Inhale, lift the heart first round. Exhale, melt back down. Inhale, lift the heart and hands. Exhale. Feet a little bit wide for this. Inhale, heart, hands, feet. Exhale. All fours, hands and knees. Tuck toes, lead with your tailbone, downward facing dog. Right leg to the sky on the inhale. Now we're going to flow. Bend knee, open up hip, exhale. Inhale, straighten leg, square the hip. Step forward, exhale. Left hand out to the left 3 times. First one small. Inhale, trace the horizon line. Open, gentle. Exhale. Remember your shoulder movements. Inhale, open, left shoulder back. Rotate the left bicep out. Exhale, release. Last one, about 85%. Stretch the belly long. Exhale, release. Straighten through the front leg on the in-breath. Just bend the front knee as you exhale. 2 more the same way. Chest lifted. Inhale, straighten. Look forward. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale, bend. Let's try this knee to chest. Inhale, round the back like plank pose. Exhale, as you bend the elbows, straighten the leg. Okay, I just want to go over that again. So a few of you doing the flow where it's hard to coordinate that movement. So it's like inhale, knee to chest. As you bend the elbows, the leg straightens behind you. Okay. Slide the hands wide, fingertips, 3-part cobra. Inhale, lift the front body. Exhale, soften. So this is the melting, okay? The chest forward, shoulders back. Inhale, stretch the abdomen. It doesn't mean necessarily to come up higher. The vacuuming of the deep core, and then maybe you will come up higher as a result. Soften forward and down. Okay, let's do it again. I'll show you from the side angle. Inhale, lift. Shoulders back, soften, ribs forward, middle and low back forward. Okay, stretch the belly up to the throat. Exhale. 1 more 3-part cobra. Inhale, front body lifts. Shoulders back, heart forward, low ribs forward. Soften, like suspend your rib cage. Stretch the belly, pull it up to your throat. Up through the top of your head and release. All fours, hands and knees. Child's pose as you exhale. Inhale, left side swimming. Big circle. Exhale. Right side for a swim. Exhale. All fours, hands and knees. Let's just go right to down dog. Exhale. Left leg to the sky. Exhale, bend knee. Inhale, start to straighten. Oh, I did, yeah, exhale, left foot steps forward. That was correct. Got a little confused. Right hand out to the right, trace the horizon line, only 30%. Inhale, open. Small. Exhale. This is part of the wave or the pulse, whichever name you like better. Inhale, open. Right shoulder back. Exhale. This one's the deepest one of the three. Lengthen, stretch the belly. Exhale. Inhale, straighten through the front leg, look forward. Exhale, bend, sorry. I, like you, probably really wanted to bow. Inhale, straighten, look forward. Exhale, bend. But again, this is a practice of holding back a little bit. Inhale, lengthen. Building trust with the body. Exhale, bend. Let's try that transition again. Knee to chest, plank pose. As you exhale, the legs straightens, the elbows bend. That's a tongue twister. Inhale, fingertips out to the side, lift the front. Soften. Slide the ribs forward, belly up. Exhale, release. All fours, hands and knees. Child's pose, exhale. For a swim, rise up, inhale. Exhale. The right side. Exhale. All fours, hands and knees. Tuck toes, exhale, down dog. Just enjoy 3 breaths in. Two more breaths. One more breath. Lift the heels up on the inhale, look forward. Walk, step, or hop on the exhalation. Halfway lift on the inhale. Exhale, bow. Soften the knees, interlace the hands behind your back, stretch the shoulders. One more breath. Hands to the hips. Arch the back. Rise all the way up to stand. All right, bend the knees, come to chair pose, inhale. This time you're gonna take your arms, bend your elbows into a cactus shape, retracting your scapula, opening the pectoral muscles. Let's take a breath in. As you exhale, we do the opposite. Separate your shoulder blades, elbows together. Inhale, we move the shoulder blades together, retracting them. Exhale, protract, move the shoulder blades apart. A little rounding of the back. Inhale, open it up, stretch the chest. Exhale, close the front body, open the back. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, bow to the earth. Half lift, inhale. Left foot back, exhale. Left hand to the left, this time 5 rounds. Inhale, trace the horizon line. Left shoulder rotates out. Exhale, fall back to the C, softness. Okay, so we have 4 more, so go slowly. Inhale, just lengthen the belly, stretch through your fingers. Exhale. If it feels right, you go a little bit further, but always holding yourself back just a bit. Exhale. Practicing the appropriate amount of restraint. 2 more. Stretch the belly, get a little longer. Exhale. Last one. If your body's feeling it, pull your legs toward each other, hips up, and open up, stretch. And exhale. Straighten through the front leg. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, bow forward. This time, bend the front knee. Inhale, look forward. Straighten and bow. Exhale. One more. Inhale, bend the knee, look forward. Exhale, straighten, bow. Inhale, back knee comes to the ground. Rise up, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, palms together, elbows together in front. Together, we open up the front body. Inhale, peel open the heart, shoulder blades together, chest forward, ribs forward. Exhale, bring it together. Let me show you from the side angle. Together, inhale, ribs forward, chest forward, shoulders back. Exhale, hips up a little bit, shoulder blades together. Sorry, shoulder blades apart here. Inhale, ribs forward, chest forward, shoulder blades back together. Exhale, hips up a little bit, shoulder blades apart. 2 more. Inhale. Ribs forward, chest forward, lean forward. Exhale. Hips up a little bit. Last one. Inhale. On this exhale, hands to the ground. Knee to chest, plank pose. Inhale. And again, elbows bend as legs straighten. Slide hands wide. Inhale, lift front body. Again, melt chest forward, forward, forward. Inhale, stretch or pull belly to the throat. Exhale, fall back to the earth. All 4s, hands and knees. Child's pose, exhale. Listen carefully. Come forward, hands and knees. Take your left arm into cactus shape and take your right knee up to the sky. Soften. Together, big breath in, lift up tall. Kick the sky, lift the arm. Exhale, release. Knee to the ground, child's pose. Inhale forward. Right elbow, left leg. Exhale, here, soften. Inhale, kick the back heel to the sky, lift the chest up. Exhale, release, knee, hand, child's. Left side, inhale, left arm, cactus shape, right leg up. Exhale, soften. Big lift, kick the sky, lift the chest. Exhale, knee and hand down. Second side, inhale forward, bend the right elbow, left leg up, soften. Inhale, kick up, lift tall. Exhale, child's. All 4s, hands and knees. Exhale, down dog. One full breath in. Full breath out. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath. Lift the heels, inhale, look forward. Hopper step. Half lift when you get there. Exhale, bow. Bend knees, chair pose with cactus arms. Exhale, forearms together, shoulder blades apart. Inhale, squeeze shoulder blades together, open the chest, ribs forward. Exhale, elbows together. Inhale, last one, lift the heart, press it forward. Exhale, bow. Half lift, inhale. Right foot steps back slowly. Right hand out to the right. We have 5 rounds, so first one is small. Inhale. Exhale. A little bit, just a little bit bigger. Exhale. Remember, we want to hold yourself back so your body craves the opening, okay? So hold yourself back, but still do it with your full heart. So it just means just don't go as deep, but do it with your effort. 2 more. Belly long, stretch through the hand. Exhale. It's your last one. Hips strong. Stay light and lifted. Inhale. Pull the belly long. Reach. Exhale. Hands on either side of the front foot. Straighten through the front leg. Inhale. This time bend elbows. Bow. Together, lift the heart. Bend the knee. Exhale, straighten and bow. Inhale, bend knee, look forward. Exhale, and then straighten and bow. Inhale, back knee to the ground, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, elbows around the back. I'll show you the side view. Okay, inhale, hips forward, ribs forward, chest forward, shoulders back, elbows back. Exhale, elbows toward each other, hips up away from the ground. Again. Let the breath guide you. Exhale. Start inhaling, then move. Let's do one more. And release, hands down. Inhale to knee to chest. Chaturanga. Slide the hands wide. Inhale, lift. Soften, ribs forward, shoulders back. Stretch the belly, inhale. Pull it up to the heart. Exhale, release. All fours, inhale. Tuck toes. We're gonna come to down dog this round. Please take your left foot, step it outside of the right hand. Sorry, I didn't mean that. Left foot outside of left hand. And now take your right hand over to the right. Okay, so the setup, see how the front foot is turned out here and the hand is turned out. And the shoulder will tend to punch forward. So I'd like you to have it back. However, in order to grab the back foot, it's okay if your shoulder goes forward. Okay, so your opposite hand grabs the foot, but the shoulder should go back. Okay, so I'll show you the better angle here. So once you grab your foot, make sure your front shoulder goes back. Now, some of you are going to have the range of motion where you can place the elbow on the ground. We're going to hang out here for a few breaths, so that's okay if you want to get down there. See if you can pull your knees toward each other a little bit so your hips actually lift up a little away from the ground. So rather than sinking down like this, they lift up a bit, and then press your rib cage forward. And of course, those of you that have practiced with me in previous immersions, you know that we try to do facilitated stretches, especially in like the deeper poses, rather than going, full force into trying to get more flexible. We use a little trick called facilitated stretching, which is activating the muscles that are also lengthened. In this case, the quads are lengthened. So gently press your foot into your hand. That'll activate the quads. It'll protect you from overstretching, but it'll also give you greater flexibility in the long run. Okay, maybe not in this pose, because that activation might pull you out of the pose for a little bit. And by pulling your knees toward each other and lifting the hips, you're activating the hip flexors and the hamstrings, these other muscles that are also lengthening. And then you'll notice towards the end, if you stay with that, the posture will get deeper, or your body will invite the depth. It'll feel like it can relax deeper into the pose. So you don't see, I guess, this is just a little bit of modification here, where the forearm is holding onto my foot instead of my hand. Okay, and release. Wowzers. Step to all fours. Give that hip flexor a break. Let's take a breath. Hold here for an exhale. All right, let's step the right foot outside of the right hand. Let me move this back just a bit. Should be good there. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, so here you take the forearm to the ground as an option, but for many of you, the hand to the ground is good, just as long as you have this rotation of the shoulder and you're melting down. So even if your forearm's on the ground, you still want to kind of melt the chest down, because this push starts to activate the pectoral muscles across here and the serratus, which is the serratus is connected deeply. I mean, they're intertwined completely with your oblique muscles. And when those muscles start to overactivate, the front body will hyperactivate, and then that compression will happen in the spine rather than this kind of clamshell opening or bow opening. Reach back for your foot, wherever it might be. We'll go with this guy. Now gently, to activate the hip flexors, pull your knees toward each other, lift the groins a little bit away from the ground, and press your foot gently back into your hand to get that activation of the quads. Holding the activation for a little while, it's at least 8 seconds, the research shows, before the facilitated stretch starts to work its magic. There's a organ called Golgi tendon organ that receives the amount of tension on a muscle and delivers that information to the brain. When the brain recognizes that there's too much tension on the muscle because it's both engaging and lengthened, it then sends a signal to relax the muscle and it increases its length. That is shown to be about 8-second loop at least. So you can then kind of relax a little bit after about the 8 seconds and see if you've gotten any deeper. And then I usually re-engage. Never going to the end range in your stretches, always staying out a little bit so that the body begins to trust you and that you don't risk injury. All right, and release. Coming on out. Step to down dog. Couple more warm-up postures for us here. Before we get back into the movement, let's take the right leg up to the sky this time. Step it between your hands. Turn the back heel down. Let's take the hands onto the inside of the foot. Now, if you want some movement, here's the time to flow a little bit. Together, we inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, bend the elbows and bow. Now, either staying here and enjoying the stillness, or if you want to move more, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale leads the way to bow. Do 2 more of those or hang out. All right, come up halfway. Take your right hand outside of the right foot. Turn your back toes in a bit. Straighten through the front leg and look forward. Press your front foot down and forward so your hands get light. Okay, so it should, again, that's the result. Don't try to make your hands light. Press your feet down and into the mat, front foot forward, not knee down to the ground. That's different than pressing from your buttocks, slide the mat wide, and that should get your hamstrings ignited, and that makes the hands light. Okay, from that strength, now you can be fairly light on the right hand, whether it's on the block or the ground, and your left hand can come to your hip. Now the shoulder blade retracts back, just like we've been doing. You move your shoulder blade towards the spine, and that will start to turn the heart, turn the chest into Trikonasana. Option to stay here or reach the left arm up to the sky. Let's take 3 breaths. Look down, bend the knee. Now let's come to our posture of the month, Ardha Chandrasana. Right hand out to the right, drag the back foot forward, and now lift the left leg up to the sky. Okay, let's do this. Bend your front knee a little bit, tap the ground with your left foot. Let's take a breath in. Exhale, lift the back leg up, slowly straighten through the right leg. Slowly is key, okay? Inhale. If you do it too fast, you risk pulling a muscle. Exhale, left leg up, then slowly straightening the right leg. Let's do 2 more. One more. Brilliant. Standing splits, both hands to the ground, bend both knees, bow in, straighten through the bottom leg, exhale, reach through the top leg. Full breath in and out. All right, bend the front knee, place the hands. Option to step, or if you want, we can do that hop back where the right leg is the one that goes back, the left leg stays lifted. This is from practice number 2 maybe. Slide the hands wide. Inhale, lift front body. Exhale, soften. Stretch the belly. Exhale, release. All 4s, hands and knees. Tuck toes, exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Left side up to the sky. Step forward. Back heel down, walk the hands to the inside. Take a breath to lift the heart. Bend the elbows and bow, humbled warrior. If you want movement, then lift on the inhale. And exhale, bow. Continuing for 2 more, or staying and breathing if you want more stillness. Breath is the same length regardless. Feeling the flow of energy through you. Walk the hands as you lift the heart. Turn the back toes in and start to straighten through the front leg. From your left buttock bone, press down and forward into the front heel so that your hands feel light. Okay, then your left hand should just kind of, see it drops right down from the left shoulder here. Okay, and the right hand to the hip. Now your right shoulder blade peels back, retract the scapula as you turn your chest and stretch the right hand to the sky. Or option to keep the hand on the hip. Let's do a couple more breaths. All right, right hand to the hip. Looking down, bend the front knee. Tap the left hand out to the side on a diagonal. Drag and lift slowly. Right leg up. Straighten through the bottom leg slowly. Now, as you exhale, bend the knee, tap the ground slow. Inhale, right leg leads the way. Left leg follows. Exhale, bend and lower. Inhale, right leg. Left leg follows. Exhale, bend, standing leg. Right leg follows. Last one. Exhale. Okay, bend both knees, bring it in. Prepare, take a breath. Straighten both legs. Standing splits. Full breath in. And out. Inhale, lift the heart, look forward. Step back or just practice your hop back. Slide the hands wide. Inhale. Soften. Stretch the belly. And release. All fours. And pause in all fours. All right, so there's only 2 more postures in this flow. It's a small flow, but it's a little bit challenging. So this is going to be a on all fours. We can inhale we'll start with the right hand, left foot, the opposite of what we've done so far. So inhale, you reach back. Exhale, once you grab your foot, soften. Now, if you can't grab your foot, you could always grab a strap, or I suggest continuing with just the softening here, which will develop the appropriate strength necessary, okay? And that strength will eventually lead to flexibility, okay? What helps you grab the foot is look at my top shoulder. See how the shoulder blade retracts here? It's better from this angle, I guess. Here. That requires pectoral flexibility, but rhomboid, the muscles between the shoulder blades, strength. That's what gives me my foot, okay? Then, 3 times I inhale, kick back and up, soften. Remember, I'm not going the full way on the first round, very little bit. Second round, maybe a little bit taller, get a little higher by kicking back into my hand. Exhale. Last round, I kind of just get nice and tall, lifted with the desire to feel good. I kick back and up. Exhale. Very controlled. If you ever need more breaths in order to control the movement, you're welcome to more breath. Okay, so the second side, we inhale, open it up. Exhale, reach for the foot. That's that swimming action we've been working on. Okay, inhale, kick back and up, gentle. Exhale, you back away. That's the pulse, kind of coming out of the position, coaxing your body or developing trust. Inhale, lift by kicking your knee back and up. Exhale. One thing too, think about your pubic bone sliding back. Last round. Pubic bone back as you kick up. Exhale. All right. So that's one posture. And the next big posture is Ardha Chandra Chapasana. It's a different version of bound half moon, or it's not bound half moon. It's a bow pose. It's called I guess it's called sugarcane bow. It's a type of wood, I suppose, from what I read. But it's a version of bow, but standing. And so the way we set this up is the same as Ardha Chandrasana. I'll switch the angle so you can see here. Your right hand off to the right. Maybe this is the better one. Okay, so if I have my right hand here, right foot here, I take the left leg back as if I'm doing Ardha Chandrasana or the preparation. Okay, then I bend everything. Bend the standing knee, just like we kind of do our standing split preps. You bend the standing knee and you bend the top leg. And then you take a backstroke to open up the chest and grab the foot. Same flow here. We inhale, kick the knee up, foot back. Keep your chest a little towards the ground, pelvis towards the ground. Exhale, soften. Still in the pose, right? But now, pubic bone, hips back. Inhale, kick the knee up, foot back. Exhale, soften. Last round, Chapasana. You can start to open the pelvis a little bit. Okay, and then release. Let's try the other side. So you have all of the postures prepared and ready. Now the left hand is outside of the left foot. Okay, we got that diagonal going on here. And then reach back with the right leg. Bend everything. You know, you can go forward and then around like we did the swim. That's kind of like how I was doing the flow. Soften. Inhale, kick back and up. Soften, stay with it. Two more. Inhale, pubic bone back, kick back and up. Soften. Shoulder, right shoulder back. One more time. Inhale. Open a little with the hips. Exhale. Release. All right. Inhale, halfway lift the heart. Uttanasana, forward fold. Let's interlace the hands behind the back, non-dominant grip. Stretch the shoulders. Hands to the hips, arch and rise all the way up to stand. All right, everybody, here we go. I have a few decisions to make about where the breath is placed. I hope I get them right as we go. But pardon me, because there is some, we're doing like the wave is within the practice. All right, let's give this a shot. Remember to try to move your breath, then your body. It's hard for me to demonstrate that because I'm usually talking while I'm asking you to move. So by the time you hear my ujjayi, I'm already moving, but when I'm talking, I'm also exhaling. So I don't set the best example for that while instructing. So think about movement, think about breath, then movement follows the breath. And it's just a millisecond difference, and it'll keep your attention awake, okay? And we're just still thinking about front body forward and progressively expanding. Nothing new here, all the same postures you've already done. Chair pose with cactus arms. Inhale, shoulder blades together. Exhale, bow. Half lift and prepare. Left foot back, steady. 3 times, left hand to the left. Inhale, trace the horizon line. First one is small. Exhale, melt back down. 2 more. Inhale. A little bit longer. Stretch the belly towards your heart. Exhale. Now your fullest expression for today. Not your deepest, but for today. Lengthen the belly. Reach through the arms. Stretch. Exhale. Straighten through the front leg. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, bow. Bend both knees. Place the back knee on the ground. Cactus arms, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, release the arms, hands to the ground. Knee to chest, inhale, plank. Straighten leg, bend elbows. Slide feet a little wide, hands out. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, soften. There is an option to bend the knees as well here on the inhale, lifting the chest. You could bend the knees. Exhale, release. Inhale, all fours. Child's pose as you exhale. Now go for a swim. Right arm is going to go forward, then back and around once you come to all fours, all the way around and crab. Exhale, soften. Inhale, peel your right shoulder back, kick your knee and foot up, small. Soften. You get 2 more. Inhale, rise with the breath. Exhale, soften. Last one. Pubic bone back, kick up. Exhale. Release with control. Inhale to all fours, arch and look up, gentle. Exhale, child's pose. All fours, inhale. Tuck toes, down dog. Right leg to the sky. Step forward, exhale. High lunge, inhale, rise. Warrior 2. Reverse warrior. Exhale, right hand down to the ground. Prepare for Ardha Chandrasana. Inhale, drag forward. Lift the back leg up. Exhale, bend everything. Turn the pelvis down to the ground. Okay, you could do an inhale, reach the arm up and over and see if you can grab your foot. It's a little elaborate. Exhale, hold. Inhale, kick the back knee up. Soften. You get 2 more. Move the hips back. Inhale. Exhale, soften. Really have a hold on the foot. Last one. Exhale. Left foot gently next to the right. Inhale, half lift. Exhale and bow. To the sun, rise. Exhale to the heart. So slow and steady on the other side. Chair pose, cactus arms. Exhale, bow. Half lift. Right foot slow back. Right hand over to the right 3 times. Soften, exhale. You get 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Expand, lengthen. Exhale. Straighten through the front leg. Inhale, look forward. Bow forward. Bend both knees. Inhale, cactus arms, Anjaneyasana, chest forward. Exhale, release hands. Knee to chest, inhale. Chaturanga as you extend. Slide hands wide, inhale. Ribs forward, chest forward. Lift the belly, option to bend the knees. Exhale, release. All fours, inhale. Child's pose, exhale. Now it's the left hand, right foot. So as you come forward, left hand reaches forward, right leg reaches up. Grab, exhale, soften. 3 times, inhale, kick back and up, gentle. Left shoulder opens, exhale. When I say left shoulder opens, I mean retract your shoulder blade. Inhale, shoulder blade retracts, lift a little higher. Exhale. Move your pubic bone back so your hips drop a little bit in the front. Inhale, expand, last time. Exhale, soften all the way. Inhale, gentle arch. Child's pose, slow. All fours, hands and knees. Tuck toes, exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Left leg to the sky. Step forward. High lunge, rise. Viratu. Reverse. And Ardha Chandrasana prep. Hand out in front, drag. Ardha Chandrasana, inhale. As you exhale, bend both knees, Chapasana prep. Sorry, here we go. Inhale, reach, sweep the arm. Shoulder blade retracts to grab the foot. Exhale, turn the pelvis a little towards the ground and look down. Now, inhale, right shoulder back, knee kicks up. Softness. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Exhale. Right hand down, right foot next to left. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, bow. Hands to the hips, arch the back, rise. Tadasana. Pause and just let the energy settle back to the feet. All right. Come to down dog. Right shin across the mat. Bow off to the left. Feel the movement of your breath and the sensation. Can you hear me now? Heard my volume went off. No, I think. Yeah, sorry everyone. Let's come to Shavasana. I think I might have hit the button or my battery died. But laying on your back for Shavasana.
breath back to your awareness. Awaken the fingers and toes. Stretch your arms overhead. Roll to your right side. Press your way up to sit. Let's bring the hands to heart center. Take a moment to honor your body, your efforts. May we strive to create a safe space for our physical body. And in that safe space, the body will desire the expansion, the fullest expression of itself. Thank you for taking the time to not only practice, but to be attentive in your practice. Namaste. All right, thank you everybody so much. Happy to have you here. And real quick, if you're watching this live, we have a meeting for anybody that has done the ClassPass immersions, whether it's this one or past ones. It's going to be Saturday at 10 a.m. before our 12 o'clock practice. So I hope to have you there. That's 10 a.m. New York City time, which is -5 GMT. Hopefully that's figure outable. That's usually 6 hours ahead European time. It's probably 4 p.m. 1600 or 3 p.m. in London, UK time. All right, everybody, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for practicing. Again, as always, we'd love to see your flows. Either share them in the Facebook group, it's great. Also, you can share them on Instagram as well if you'd like. And if you tag me, I'll happily repost it. Okay, lots of love. Take care.